Hi,
Going off the
everybody.
well so far.
Stop it. Hi, everybody. My name is Tim Errickson. I am the Artistic Director of the Boomerang Theater Company, and I welcome to Artist Chats, which we've been having while COVID has separated everyone and everything. Today, we have one of my favorite people in the world. Her name is Marci Skolnick, and she is a stage manager extraordinaire. She has been with Boomerang for more years than we're willing to count at this point, personally for me. And she is a stage manager. She is a show caller. She is a road manager. She's worked on a number of shows, so many that we couldn't actually count them earlier when we were trying to figure this out. And she's done a number of our outdoor Shakespeare shows. And most recently, her most recent project with us was the world premiere of the new musical Loveless, Texas, which took place at the Sheen Center, which brings a smile to everybody's face, back in 2017. So, hi.
Hi, gosh, remember doing shows? Remember doing shows?
Yeah, I remember doing shows. Everyone will notice that Marci is decked out in a fantastic studio. You want to tell everybody where you are?
I'm in a warehouse by the airport in Las Vegas. I have some very good friends who are exploring production opportunities related to virtual reality, and pivoting towards our new world. And when I said, hey, I get to hang out with my friend Tim and do a thing, they said, do you want to come play? So I'm sitting in front of a green screen, and what you see is this amazing setup that my amazing friends have put together for me, because in Vegas, we have to do it right.
It is never in doubt that stage managers and technicians and designers have all the coolest toys.
It's true. It's true. And in Vegas, the coolest thing about doing shows in Vegas is we get to play with a lot of cool toys.
I bet.
I love doing outdoor Shakespeare. I've spent a lot of my career doing outdoor Shakespeare. I love we don't have enough money, we don't have enough time, there's no support, okay, go, and making something fabulous, but also getting to play with the cool top of the line toys is really fun.
So with all of this going on, we're taping this today on June 17th. There's been a lot of craziness in our world in the last couple of months, between racial injustice and pandemics and all kinds of things. How are you holding up? What have you been doing?
Well, I'm taking it one day at a time for the most part. I was very busy on tour when all of this started, and everything just ground to a halt. And so I decided to come back to Vegas because my mother is here and my cat is here. And so I've been fortunate that I have my mother and my cat in the same house. And I have some space and I have a backyard. And I spent about a month sort of voraciously watching the news and knitting anything I could get my hands on. I made a really lovely cat cushion and 2 sweaters. And some hats, and I just really like going through my yarn stash, which has been fun. And then I sort of realized that it wasn't going away. My tour had originally rescheduled to now. I'd be on the road right now. And of course that became not a possibility when you're playing arenas for 20,000 people. Now is not the time.
You should, I'm going to interrupt you for a second. You should tell everybody what kind of tour you're on, because that is pretty doggone spectacular.
Well, I am the most fortunate person in the world, because I am a road manager with the Eagles on the 40th anniversary Hotel California tour.
The Philadelphia Eagles?
Not so much, though I love football, and if the Philadelphia Eagles wanted to take me out to do anything, let's go, guys, I'm here. But I mean the classic rock band. I mean Don Henley and his friends, with 2 of the best-selling albums in America of all time. I'm out with rock and roll superstars and having really the time of my life, celebrating one of the coolest albums that's ever been made, except not now. Except now we pause because of the virus, and we come back in September 2021. So once they decided to push to September 2021 for all of the reasons, I thought, well, I'm going to have to do something that's not just sitting on my couch.
Right.
I mean, I could, but I don't think I can do that for the rest of the year. And though I'm also fortunate enough to work on plenty of shows in Las Vegas, I work sometimes with Blue Man. I work with Menopause the Musical. I've done some Cirque. I do some pop residencies. I work with Gwen Stefani and Christina Aguilera, and I'm super busy and super fortunate. None of that is happening right now. So what do we do?
You are name dropping the shit out of this.
So it's keeping me busy, or not for now, but it was keeping me very busy.
I understand.
I realized I mean, I have to do something. And so actually I started taking some free classes on LinkedIn Learning. Yes, LinkedIn Learning is free for a month if you want to try it out. And there are all kinds of classes you can take. I was taking a lot of Excel. I was taking how to make your LinkedIn page better so people will look at it. G Suite, how to use Zoom, like all kinds of just hard basic skills that I never have time to figure out. And so I've been figuring them out,
And
which is great. And
what was your thinking with these? Were you thinking that these were just things you were curious about, or things that did you see a blind spot in your skill set and you said, well, I want to fill that in?
yes to all of the above, honestly. I use Excel every day when I'm stage managing. I spreadsheet everything, but I'm fairly certain, or I was fairly certain, that I could do it better or faster or more efficiently, and that turned out to be true.
Mm-hmm.
And then, suddenly now I didn't know anything about Zoom actually until I became the liaison chair with Actors Equity for Las Vegas. Equity has been using Zoom forever, and so they taught me how to use Zoom in February.
Wow.
And then all of this happened, and I thought, well, I don't really know how to use it, so I may as well learn what all the cool kids are doing, and it's just going to benefit me. And then I sort of went down the rabbit hole of like, oh, there are time management classes. Maybe I don't know how to manage my time, and just taking advantage of what's there, because I have time affluence. I have all kinds of time. And that led me to a class. This is fascinating. I'm taking a class through Yale, through Coursera, which is an online learning platform, called The Science of Well-Being, which is basically the science of figuring out how to be a happier person. So that's cool. And that led me, or one led to the other. I've been taking a lot of courses through the Actors Fund, which I've never really taken advantage of. And the Actors Fund is a great support for the performing arts community and the arts community in general, whoever you are. They've transitioned all of their help and all of their resources to Zoom, to online classes. And so normally I wouldn't be able to take advantage because I can't get to an Actors Fund class because they're in LA, New York, and Chicago. But because everything's online, I can sit on my couch in Las Vegas and learn how to make what I call the Muggle resume, the non-performing arts resume, which was how it started. And then I took how to job search in a pandemic, because who knows how to do that. And then I took a class about LinkedIn, which is a platform I know nothing about it at all. Like so many people, joined LinkedIn, I don't know, a decade ago or something, and never looked at it since.
Right.
And thought, well, I can't go to a bar and network with people in the industry. Why not learn how to network with people in the industry in this different way? And that led me to a 15-day LinkedIn challenge where a group of us have been posting on LinkedIn every day. Today is our last day. Congratulations to us. So it's been great. And because of that class, we got together and made a video talking about our favorite things we've learned from the Actors Fund, which I hope then that the Actors Fund gives to their investors, gets a whole bunch of grant money, and we're all helping each other.
That's fantastic.
And I've been doing a lot of yoga. Those are the things I've been doing.
It's not surprising to me that good stage managers are always interested in trying to figure out efficiencies and figure out ways to do things better for other people, right? Like your spreadsheets, I'm sure are fantastic for you, but ultimately the end result is that you want to be able to have an actor with a contact sheet that works and a schedule that works and a producer, like all those things. And so it's not surprising at all that these are the kind of things that interest you as a person who, manages people and manages space and manages time.
It's actually been more fun than I thought it would be. I mean, really, when people say, like, why are you in the industry that you're in? It's not to get rich, it's not to get famous, it's not to have a steady job. I like people and I like puzzles, and I can attack those things in a different way right now. And that's
brings me
fun.
to my next question though. How are you dealing without people? How has that been? I mean, like, it's fantastic that you have your mom and your cat, but I know so many people are without contact, and I'm sure that this is such a drastic reduction from the amount of people that you're used to seeing in your life. How's that been going?
It's rough. I mean, I take it day to day, but I'm a very social person, and work makes me a more social person.
Sure.
The first chunk of this whole ordeal, I got to sleep a lot and sort of reset and catch up. And then it sort of hits you that you haven't seen another person other than who's in your household in a month, in 2 months. So it's rough. And for me, I know a lot of people have taken a lot of solace in Zoom and FaceTime and Google Duo and whatever. And it actually exhausts me to do it for too long. Because it doesn't feel the same. I can't reach out and grab your hand or steal a sip from your drink or any of those things. And so I've written some letters. I make a lot of phone calls. I mean, we're fortunate that here things have opened up some, so I can go out to dinner if I really want to and want to take the risk. And I have a few times.
Sure.
My birthday was 2 weeks ago, and Mom and I actually went to a casino, which was sort of terrifying. Because they have opened, and I would say 80% of the people there don't know what a mask is because we're not required to wear them. It's just suggested.
Yeah.
It's challenging, but it will end eventually. And I know, my mother is of a certain age. She's very healthy. She's very active. She's already gone back to work a couple of days a week, actually. But I know that limiting my contact means she's safer.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And so remembering that helps.
Yeah. But it must also be some comfort too to know that if you needed to walk through a casino and see people, even with a mask on or whatever, or whatever kind of social distancing you have, that there is a way or a place where you can go and see another live body or
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are fortunate in that way. And here we just have more space than there is in New York.
Yeah.
I'm not hiding in my 600 square foot studio right now. I'm in a house, and having that little bit of air to breathe and having a little tiny backyard I can sit in has been very helpful.
Yeah. How's the weather been out there? Has it been really hot?
No, it's not yet. We had a couple of days of over 100 degrees, and yes, it's a dry heat, but that basically feels like you're sitting in an oven. But it's been cooler the last couple of days. They say it's going to hit 108 this weekend again, and that's rough. 108. 120 is when you're really not leaving the house, but 108, you don't want to leave the house for long. It's rough, my friend. Thankfully, we have air conditioning.
What?
Yeah, you don't know this, I don't think, but I was actually born in Reno, so I've come back to the desert. Something about this feels familiar to me, and I hate humidity, but it can be rough.
Yeah, 108. I was not expecting 108.
Not this early.
I served on jury duty one time with a guy who had been over in Iraq and Kuwait, and he said that they would go into full gear and cool days were 130. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me, man. He's like, yeah, that's why we're all in the best shape of our lives. We were like, 180 pounds eating meals like it was going out of style because we would sweat all day long and it was 180 or 130 degrees. I was like, oh man, that is brutal.
That's the other thing, actually. We finally, our HOA community got the pool open.
Good.
So I spend a couple hours a day just sitting in the water.
That's good. That's fantastic.
Because I can.
Yeah. So, have you gotten what's the best piece of advice people have given you or that you've read or you've seen of sort of just getting through trying times? I mean, there's so much going on, and how we're all keeping our heads on straight is a miracle right now.
Well, it's a combination of things.
Yeah.
Remembering it will end. This too shall pass. Do yoga every day and take some vitamin B12.
Okay. All right.
Really actually was a game changer for me. Those are the biggest things, I think. And, really, we will get through it. We will go back to some sort of normal. It's not forever. And just being kind to yourself, be kind to other people, and be kind to yourself. These are really trying times.
Yeah.
So you have to forgive yourself a little bit.
I love it. That's a great spot. Anything you want to plug? Anything you got nothing to plug. What do you got to plug?
No, but I think we should link to the Actors Fund PSA because we want everybody to see it. We want everybody to know it. We want everybody to be able to take advantage because especially, the people that are interested in what's happening with Boomerang are going to be interested in what's happening at the Actors Fund.
Absolutely. We will link to that.
So that's the thing. And then, when we come back to the world, come see the Eagles, guys. Come say hi. I'll be dancing backstage.
You're getting backstage passes for everybody who watches.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
All right. You heard it here first. Backstage passes for everyone.
There you go.
All right.
And that was the day she lost her job.
And
But
that was the day it all went to hell. All right. This has been cool. Thank you.
thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Okay.